Kristen is really vibrant person. She's got so much intention behind every action that she does. One of the greatest mothers you'd ever see in action. I mean, she was just tremendous. We got married on September 2nd, 2017. Three boys, Hudson, Rocky, and Maverick, 7, 5, and 3. And we've got a 1.5-year-old French bulldog named Louie. She always wanted a French bulldog, and so we were like, let's get that. Not many people get the chance to meet someone like her and then live as fully as we did in the time that we had. And so, I look at it as being lucky. For months, she went to doctor after doctor. She was having symptoms of, feeling full and feeling nauseous. And unfortunately, which I've learned through this journey and meeting a ton of other people, similarly have been impacted by this. By having 3 pregnancies in a row, a lot of the symptoms were pointed to that was related to the pregnancy. So it went undetected, but she knew something was wrong. And it took until she lost about 60 pounds unintentionally in January 2023. What really was hard for her was how everyone was so like, wow, you look great. And, she didn't feel great and she knew something was wrong. They started with an H. pylori test. We did a stool test and it came up positive. So we did an endoscopy. And at that endoscopy, the nurse was like, I'm not allowed to legally tell you this, but your life is changing right now. Immediately became a race against time to get in front of doctors. We had to leverage family, friends to get in front of the right doctors. We went to a number of different programs. Our main source of treatment was at Georgetown Hospital at MedStar. Dr. Ritu Mukherjee was our oncologist. They thought it was stage 3, but it was actually stage 4. And so they were planning to take her stomach out entirely, which at the time seemed so scary, but in hindsight would have been the lottery. But we were too late. Once that started spreading, we had to change our strategy, knowing that it was metastatic. But they were hoping the next stage was, could we go treat to where it moved? And if we could treat that, then we can remove the stomach. But unfortunately, that wasn't an option for us. We went to Johns Hopkins and NIH, MSK, and we went to MD Anderson for a trial with Dr. Badgewell. It was not an easy choice because we had to move our entire life to Houston to be a part of this program. And so we did it. We worked with Houston Haven program, which allowed us to get affordable housing when we were there. The boys got to go to elementary school, and there was the option of this, HIPEC and this new option of heated infused chemotherapy directly on site could be impactful for some patients. And there's, some percentage that it wouldn't work on. And unfortunately, Kristen was one of those percentages because it then moved to her ovaries during that process. And so they had to remove the port, which was now in her stomach. The port in her chest was still there. And basically we went home. For the second trial, we ended up going to Memorial Sloan Kettering in New York. And that we did a CAR T therapy. And unfortunately, that didn't work as well. She did the second trial at MSK because she's like, I just want the boys to know I did everything I could. But she's like, I always wanted to live in New York, not exactly like this, but we made the most of it. We would go to Highline and different areas that she loved. The boys got to go zoos and space centers for spring break. We were able to bring the boys up to an Airbnb on Long Island, and we had our last time together, and this was maybe less than maybe a month before she passed. So she fought, and I had to tell her, I got this. And a day later, she left us. And her love was so strong that she made sure that we were ready for this next chapter as well. He made me make sure I got the macaroni and cheese exactly the boys like it, right? We read them tons of books, The Invisible String, stuff like this, to mentally prepare them. There's a group here, Life with Cancer, that's been, instrumental in like prepping me to understand how to handle their stuff. Just understanding what symptoms they're having based off their age group and like what that means and kind of coordinating to it. That has been incredibly helpful. But she would show the scars, she would show the port. Middle child, one of the teachers came to us and was like, your child's telling us that mommy's sick. Is everything okay at home? Before we had a conversation with him. And so, they know. And we got stuffed animals. I went through her phone and found videos of her singing to the boys. And so when you squeeze the different stuffed animals, they could have that comfort of hearing her voice sing to them. We had a viewing too. That's when we gave it to them from her. They had pictures that they drew for her. She wanted to be cremated, so we put those with her, and they got to say goodbye to her. And so that visual component was recommended to us. And so they've been tremendously brave. She is cremated and she's at her house, and so we talk to her at times, and might be weird for some families, but for us, it's not. But really awesome people have shown up to help us, and the boys are really lucky to be surrounded by so much love. It came down to getting the endoscopy that changed everything. And so how do we bring that as an option sooner? And then H. pylori, just getting everyone checking on that. That's really what was the underlying cause of Kristin's cancer. It was an H. pylori infection that went undetected for years. There's some amazing people that are no longer here that are helping us bring more attention to what we need to do to help make this a bigger notion for other people not to have to face this.